It tracks the movements of the planets. It's a navigational device. It's a geared, cogged system that allows you to track the passage of time and figure out where you are. It's some kind of navigational device. It's not fully understood.
Throughout history, humans have unearthed extraordinary artifacts and phenomena.
Oftentimes, these hilts were further decorated largely with silver, or perhaps copper or gold inlaid into the hilt. And some were incredibly advanced in their techniques, quite beautiful, and hard to produce even today in a modern shop.
That defy explanation, from ancient structures with advanced engineering to undeciphered texts and mysterious sounds. These discoveries challenge our understanding of the past. Journey through 50 of the most baffling finds that science has yet to fully explain. Number 1. Voynich Manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. Discovered in the early 20th century, this mysterious, undeciphered text is filled with intricate illustrations of unknown plants, astrological symbols, and human figures, all accompanied by a script that no one has been able to decode. What makes it even stranger is that despite numerous attempts by cryptographers, linguists, and computer algorithms, the meaning of the manuscript remains elusive. Was it a coded message, an ancient herbal guide, or simply a medieval hoax? Its origins are equally enigmatic. Radiocarbon dating suggests the manuscript was created in the early 1400s, but there's no record of who wrote it or why. Some speculate that it was the work of alchemists or scholars of the time, while others entertain the idea of a more mystical or extraterrestrial origin. As decoding technology advances, new efforts continue, but the manuscript remains a symbol of humanity's incomplete understanding of our past. Number 2. Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism is like a piece of ancient science fiction. Discovered in a Roman-era shipwreck off the coast of Greece in 1901, this device is often called the world's first analog computer. Made up of bronze gears, dials, and inscriptions, the mechanism was designed to predict astronomical events such as eclipses and planetary positions. For something created over 2,000 years ago, its complexity is mind-blowing. Researchers have spent decades studying it, slowly piecing together how it might have worked. The most astonishing part is that nothing like this would appear again for another 1,000 years. It shows an advanced understanding of astronomy and mechanical engineering that was previously unheard of in ancient Greece. Even now, with all the modern imaging tools and 3D reconstructions, there's still debate about the full extent of its capabilities. Number 3. Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin might just be the most debated piece of cloth in the world. Measuring over 14 feet long, this ancient fabric bears the faint image of a man, and many believe that man to be Jesus Christ. The shroud's mysterious origin has fascinated scholars, scientists, and religious believers for centuries. Some see it as a sacred relic, while others believe it to be a clever medieval forgery. Carbon dating tests conducted in the late 1980s suggested the cloth originated from the Middle Ages, around the 1300s. However, skeptics of those results argue that the tests might have been flawed due to contamination. The precise way the image was transferred onto the cloth remains a mystery. Some theories propose that it could have been a result of a chemical reaction, while others speculate more divine or supernatural forces at play. No matter where you stand on the debate, the Shroud of Turin continues to captivate people across the world. Is it the genuine burial cloth of Jesus, or just an ancient artifact with no religious significance? Number 4. Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines in Peru are among the most famous and mysterious ancient geoglyphs on Earth. These massive designs etched into the arid plains of the Nazca Desert range from simple geometric shapes to intricate depictions of animals, plants, and even human-like figures. What makes them truly puzzling is their sheer size. Some of the lines stretch for miles, and the larger designs are only fully visible from the sky, something the Nazca civilization, who created them between 500 BCE and 500 CE, couldn't have done. So why were these lines drawn? That's the million-dollar question. Some experts think the geoglyphs were used for astronomical purposes, aligning with certain constellations or marking solstices. Others suggest they may have been part of religious or ceremonial practices, perhaps made to be seen by the gods. More out-there theories involve extraterrestrial visitors, with the lines serving as landing strips. Whatever their purpose, the Nazca lines remain a breathtaking mystery. Despite decades of research, we still don't know why or how this ancient civilization went to such great lengths to create these intricate and enduring symbols across the desert floor. Number 5. Pumapunku. The ancient site of Pumapunku in Bolivia is one of the most mind-boggling archaeological mysteries. This ruined structure is part of a larger complex near Tiwanaku and is known for its enormous stones, some weighing more than 100 tons, fitted together with remarkable precision. The stones are so perfectly cut and aligned that it's hard to believe they were carved by hand, especially with the limited technology available around 500 CE when the site was built. What's more, the intricate notches and perfectly straight cuts on the stones suggest a level of craftsmanship that seems almost impossible for the time. Some of the blocks have holes drilled into them with millimeter precision, leading many to wonder what kind of tools or knowledge the builders possessed. Was Pumapunku created by an advanced civilization we know nothing about? Or did ancient humans have access to some lost technology that allowed them to manipulate these massive stones? The site continues to baffle archaeologists and engineers alike. Number 6. Rongo-Rongo script. The Rongo-Rongo script of Easter Island is one of the world's last undeciphered writing systems. Found carved into wooden tablets, this mysterious script was first noted by European explorers in the 19th century, but no one has ever been able to read it. The symbols appear to depict humans, animals, and abstract shapes, but without any known context or translation, their meaning remains unknown. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, is already famous for its giant stone heads, the moai, but the discovery of the Rongo-Rongo script adds yet another layer of intrigue to the island's history. Some scholars believe it may represent a lost method of record-keeping or storytelling, while others suggest it was part of a sacred ritual or ceremonial function. What complicates things even more is the fact that the knowledge of how to read it might have been lost after the island's population suffered from slave raids and disease in the 19th century. Number 7. Sacsayhuaman. Perched high above the city of Cusco, Peru, the fortress of Sacsayhuaman is a marvel of ancient engineering. Built by the Incas in the 15th century, it's made up of massive stone blocks, some weighing as much as 200 tons, meticulously fitted together without the use of mortar. The precision is so exact that you can't even slide a piece of paper between the stones. How did the Incas achieve such an extraordinary level of craftsmanship? Modern technology would struggle to replicate this feat, so it's astounding to think that this was done without the help of machinery. Some believe that the Incas possessed advanced knowledge of stonework, while others wonder if they had help from an older, forgotten civilization. Aside from its mind-boggling construction, the site has a strategic significance. Positioned on a hilltop, Sacsayhuaman provided the Incas with a clear view of the surrounding valleys, making it a key defensive structure. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting tourists and archaeologists alike who are left in awe of this incredible monument and the mystery of how such precise construction was achieved with ancient tools. Number 8. Stone spheres of Costa Rica. Scattered across the jungles and fields of Costa Rica are hundreds of nearly perfect stone spheres, some of which are over 2 meters in diameter. These enigmatic stones, known locally as Las Bolas, were first discovered in the 1930s during agricultural work, but their true origin and purpose remain unclear. The spheres are so perfectly round that many have wondered how they were made with ancient tools and why they were made at all. While some of the spheres are small, the larger ones weigh up to 15 tons. Archaeologists believe they were created by the Dikis people between 600 and 1500 CE, but there is no written record or oral tradition explaining their use. Theories range from them being markers of social status to celestial observatories or even boundary markers for ancient settlements. Others, more fanciful, have speculated that they were created by extraterrestrials. Number 9. Baigong pipes. The Baigong pipes in China are one of the strangest finds in modern archaeology. Found near Mount Baigong in a remote region of Qinghai province, these mysterious metal pipes seem to be embedded within ancient rock formations that are estimated to be millions of years old. Some of the pipes lead into a nearby saltwater lake, while others disappear deep into the mountains. The pipes, ranging from just a few inches to several feet in diameter, are composed of metal that includes silicon dioxide and calcium oxide, materials that occur naturally but not in the proportions found in the pipes. What baffles scientists is how these pipes came to be here long before humans were thought to have the technology to forge metal. Naturally, some theories have gone wild, ranging from ancient alien structures to a forgotten civilization that existed before known history. Geologists have suggested more mundane explanations, like natural formations caused by tree roots or fossilized minerals, but the pipe's unusual structure and precise placement continue to leave many scratching their heads. Number 10. Unfinished Obelisk of Aswan. In the ancient quarries of Aswan, Egypt, lies an enormous incomplete obelisk that offers intriguing insights into the construction techniques of the ancient Egyptians. If finished, this obelisk would have stood at a staggering 137 feet tall and weighed around 1,200 tons, making it the largest known obelisk ever attempted. Yet, it remains abandoned, still partially attached to the bedrock from which it was being carved. So, why was it left unfinished? The answer might lie in a crack that developed in the stone during the carving process. For the Egyptians, whose monuments were known for their precision and craftsmanship, a flaw like this would have rendered the obelisk unusable for their purposes. Despite this setback, the unfinished obelisk has become a valuable archaeological find. It reveals the ancient Egyptians' technique for quarrying and shaping massive stones, which they managed with only basic tools like copper chisels, stone hammers, and wooden wedges. Number 11. The Ulfbert Swords. The Ulfbert Swords are a collection of Viking-era blades that have puzzled historians and metallurgists alike. Dating from roughly 800 to 1000 CE, these swords were far more advanced than anything else being produced in Europe at the time. The secret to their superiority lies in their composition. They were made from crucible steel, a material so pure that the method of its creation wasn't replicated in Europe until the Industrial Revolution, almost 800 years later. These swords were marked with the inscription Ulfbert, though it's unclear whether this refers to a single swordsmith or a group using the same name. What makes the Ulfbert swords so remarkable is their carbon content. Normal Viking swords were made from iron mixed with slag, leading to impurities that made the blades brittle. But the Ulfbert swords were forged from steel with almost no slag and a high carbon content, resulting in a blade that was both flexible and incredibly strong. Number 12. The Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is an ancient artifact that has sparked widespread debate among archaeologists and scientists. Discovered in the 1930s near Baghdad, Iraq, this small clay jar contains a copper cylinder and an iron rod, and it dates back to around 200 BCE to 200 CE. What's curious about this simple-looking object is that it closely resembles a modern battery. Could it be that ancient people had knowledge of electricity long before we thought? Some researchers think so. The theory goes that if the jar was filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or lemon juice, it could have produced a small electrical charge. This has led to speculation that the Baghdad battery might have been used for electroplating, which is the process of coating a metal object with a thin layer of another metal. However, there's no direct evidence to confirm this. Number 13. Piri Reis Map. The Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513 by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis, has sparked intense debate due to its depiction of regions that were supposedly unknown at the time, most notably a landmass some interpret as Antarctica. What makes this even more curious is that Antarctica is shown without its ice cap, which modern science tells us has covered the continent for thousands of years. Piri Reis claimed that his map was compiled using ancient sources, some of which are believed to have originated from Roman and Greek cartographers. The mystery lies in the accuracy of the map's details, especially concerning South America's eastern coastline and the presence of what some believe to be an ice-free Antarctica. How could a map from the early 16th century depict a region that wasn't discovered until the early 19th century and with such peculiar accuracy? Number 14. The bloop. In 1997, a loud and unusual underwater sound was detected by NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, hydrophones in the Pacific Ocean. This sound, nicknamed the bloop, was so loud it could be heard over 3,000 miles away and stood out as one of the most powerful underwater noises ever recorded. What made it even more mysterious was that the sound bore some resemblance to the vocalizations of marine animals. Yet no known sea creature was capable of producing such a sound at that volume or frequency. Theories about the origin of the bloop range from the plausible to the fantastic. Some scientists initially suggested that the sound could have been generated by a massive unknown sea creature, sparking speculations of a deep-sea monster lurking in the ocean's depths. Others proposed that the noise might have been caused by shifting icebergs, tectonic activity, or underwater volcanic eruptions. Number 15. The Atacama Skeleton. The Atacama skeleton, or ATA, is a 6-inch long skeleton discovered in Chile's Atacama Desert in 2003. Its tiny size, elongated skull, and unusually few ribs, only 10 instead of the typical 12, led many to speculate that it could be the remains of an extraterrestrial being. The odd features sparked widespread interest in conspiracy theories, with people believing that ATA might be proof of alien life. However, further analysis provided a more grounded explanation. In 2018, scientists conducted genetic testing and determined that the skeleton was human. The unusual features were the result of genetic mutations which caused skeletal abnormalities and premature birth, likely leading to the infant's death shortly after birth. Despite the scientific findings, the Atacama skeleton continues to be a subject of debate in some circles. While science has provided a plausible explanation for ATA's odd appearance, the mystery surrounding its discovery and the initial excitement about possible extraterrestrial origins still lingers, making it a fascinating case of how ancient remains can stir the imagination. Number 16. The Lolodov Plate. The Lolodov Plate is a mysterious stone disc said to have been discovered in Nepal and dated to be over 12,000 years old. What sets this artifact apart is the strange carvings that adorn its surface. The most intriguing image is what some believe to be a depiction of an alien figure with a large head and elongated eyes, resembling the stereotypical grey alien seen in popular culture. The rest of the carvings feature spirals and shapes that some have linked to ancient extraterrestrial contact theories. However, the authenticity of the Lolodov Plate is widely debated. Some argue that the carvings could simply be abstract art, symbols, or mythological representations from an ancient culture with no connection to aliens. Others remain convinced that the disc is evidence of early contact with beings from other worlds. Number 17. The Dropa Stones. The Dropa Stones are a series of stone discs reportedly found in the mountains of China in 1938. The discs, measuring about a foot in diameter, are said to have tiny spiraling grooves containing microscopic hieroglyphs. According to legend, the discs tell the story of the Dropa people, a group of extraterrestrial beings who crash-landed on Earth thousands of years ago. This outlandish claim has fascinated UFO enthusiasts for decades, fueling theories about ancient extraterrestrial contact. However, the Dropa Stones' existence and the story surrounding them have been called into question. No verifiable evidence of the discs has ever been produced, and many scientists consider the entire tale to be a hoax. Number 18. Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is an ancient temple site located in modern-day Turkey, and it has turned many assumptions about early human civilization upside down. Dating back to around 9600 BCE, Göbekli Tepe is considered the world's oldest known temple, predating Stonehenge by several thousand years. The site is made up of massive stone pillars arranged in circles, some weighing up to 20 tons and decorated with intricate carvings of animals and symbols. What's particularly puzzling is that the site was built long before humans were thought to have developed agriculture or settled in permanent communities. This discovery challenges the conventional understanding that organized religion and monumental architecture came after the rise of farming. Instead, Göbekli Tepe suggests that early humans may have come together to build this structure for religious or communal reasons long before they began to cultivate crops or live in villages. Number 19. The Main Penny. The Main Penny is a small but significant artifact that has raised intriguing questions about pre-Columbian contact between Europe and North America. Discovered in 1957 at an archaeological site in Maine, the coin is a silver Norse penny dating back to around 1065 to 1093 CE. This discovery is particularly remarkable because it suggests that Norse explorers, possibly those associated with Leif Erikson's voyages, may have made contact with Native American cultures far beyond the established Viking settlements in Greenland and Newfoundland. The penny was found among other Native American artifacts, leading to speculation about how it ended up in Maine. Some researchers believe it could have been traded through extensive indigenous trade networks, eventually reaching Maine from Norse colonies. Others wonder if Norse explorers traveled farther south along the North American coast than previously thought. While the Main Penny is not definitive proof of widespread Norse exploration in North America, it adds a tantalizing piece to the puzzle of pre-Columbian transatlantic contact. It challenges the traditional narrative of European exploration and suggests that the story of early interactions between Europe and the Americas may be more complex than once believed. Number 20. Lake Michigan Stonehenge. In 2007, while scanning the bottom of Lake Michigan for shipwrecks, archaeologists stumbled upon a mysterious underwater stone structure, now dubbed Lake Michigan Stonehenge. The formation consists of large stones arranged in a circular pattern resembling the famous Stonehenge in England. Some of the stones have engravings including what appears to be a carving of a mastodon, an animal that went extinct around 10,000 years ago. This discovery has sparked debate among researchers and historians. If the mastodon carving is authentic, it could indicate that the structure dates back to the time when humans and mastodons coexisted. However, skeptics argue that the stone arrangement could be a natural formation, and further research is needed to determine its origins. As of now, the Lake Michigan Stonehenge remains a mystery. Whether it's an ancient, man-made structure or a coincidence of nature, its presence raises questions about early human activity in the Great Lakes region and what other secrets may be hidden beneath the waters. Number 21. The Phaistos Disc. The Phaistos Disc, discovered in Crete in 1908, is a 6-inch clay disc covered in mysterious symbols arranged in a spiral pattern. Dated to around 1700 BCE, this unique artifact has baffled researchers for over a century. The symbols, which include human figures, animals, and abstract shapes, appear to form a written language, but no one has been able to decipher them. What makes the Phaistos disc particularly enigmatic is the lack of context. It was found in the ruins of a Minoan palace, but no other artifacts with similar symbols have been found, making it a linguistic outlier. Some scholars believe the disc might be a form of ancient record-keeping, a religious artifact, or even an early example of printing. Despite numerous attempts to crack the code, the Phaistos disc remains an unsolved puzzle. Without additional evidence, its purpose and meaning continue to elude historians, adding to its mystique as one of the most intriguing finds from the ancient world. Number 22. The Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones are a set of large granite slabs erected in 1980 in rural Georgia, USA. Standing at over 19 feet tall, these stones are inscribed with 10 guiding principles written in 8 different languages, which outline a vision for humanity's future. The messages include directives like maintain humanity under 500,000 in perpetual balance with nature and guide reproduction wisely. The identity of the monument's creators remains unknown, as the person who commissioned the structure used a pseudonym. This anonymity, combined with the cryptic nature of the inscriptions, has led to various conspiracy theories. Some view the Guidestones as a blueprint for a new world order, while others believe they are simply a modern, artistic expression of utopian ideals. Number 23. The Longyu Caves. The Longyu Caves, discovered in China's Zhejiang province in 1992, are a series of enormous, hand-carved underground chambers that remain one of the country's most baffling archaeological finds. The caves, over 2,000 years old, were meticulously carved into solid rock, yet no historical records mention their construction or purpose. Each cave is massive with high ceilings, perfectly flat walls, and intricate patterns carved into the stone, suggesting that whoever built them had advanced engineering skills. The sheer scale of the project, estimated to have required the removal of millions of cubic feet of rock, raises questions about why such an effort was undertaken. Some speculate that the caves may have served as an ancient storage facility, military stronghold, or even a place for religious or ceremonial purposes. However, without written records or artifacts to provide context, the purpose of the Longyou Caves remains unknown, adding to the mystery of this ancient underground wonder. Number 24. The Kensington Runestone. The Kensington Runestone is a large stone slab discovered in Minnesota in 1898, inscribed with runes that appear to be of Viking origin. The text on the stone tells the story of a group of Norse explorers who allegedly traveled through the region in the 14th century, long before Columbus reached the Americas. The stone's authenticity has been debated since its discovery. While some believe it is genuine evidence of Viking exploration in North America, others argue that it is a hoax, possibly created in the 19th century. Linguistic analysis of the runes has led to conflicting conclusions, with some experts pointing to anachronisms in the text that suggest it could not have been written by medieval Norse explorers. Number 25. Siberian Craters. In recent years, giant craters have been mysteriously appearing in Siberia's Yamal Peninsula, sparking a flurry of scientific investigation. These craters, some of which are hundreds of feet wide, have formed seemingly out of nowhere, raising questions about their cause. Initial theories ranged from meteor impacts to underground explosions, but no definitive explanation has been reached. The most widely accepted theory is that these craters are the result of methane gas trapped beneath the permafrost, which, due to rising temperatures in the Arctic, has built up pressure and exploded, creating these massive holes. However, the exact mechanism behind these eruptions remains unclear, and researchers continue to study the phenomenon. Number 26. The Cocknow Stone. The Cocknow Stone, located in Scotland, is a massive slab of rock covered in intricate carvings that date back over 5,000 years. The stone, measuring about 42 feet by 26 feet, features a complex array of cup and ring marks, spirals, and other geometric shapes that have puzzled archaeologists since its discovery. The exact meaning of these carvings remains a mystery. Some scholars suggest that the markings may have been part of ancient religious rituals, possibly linked to astronomy or agriculture. Others speculate that the carvings could have been a form of prehistoric map or communication, though no definitive interpretation has been agreed upon. Over time, the Cocknow Stone was buried to protect it from damage, only to be unearthed in recent years for further study. Despite its long history, the stone's purpose and the meaning behind its intricate carvings continue to be debated, leaving researchers to wonder about the lives and beliefs of the people who created it. Number 27. Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument is a set of massive underwater rock formations located off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island. Discovered by a diver in 1986, the structures resemble man-made terraces, staircases, and platforms, leading some to believe they are the remnants of an ancient civilization that was submerged by rising sea levels. The debate over whether the Yonaguni Monument is a natural formation or the remains of a man-made structure continues to this day. Supporters of the man-made theory argue that the precise angles and symmetrical features of the monument indicate human craftsmanship. They suggest it could be the ruins of a prehistoric city, possibly dating back to a time when sea levels were much lower. On the other hand, geologists contend that the formation is a natural result of tectonic activity and erosion shaped over thousands of years. Without definitive evidence, the true origin of the Yonaguni Monument remains one of the most intriguing underwater mysteries in the world. Number 28. Tunguska Event. On June 30th, 1908, a massive explosion rocked the remote Siberian wilderness near the Tunguska River, flattening over 800 square miles of forest. The event, known as the Tunguska Event, is believed to have been caused by the airburst of a large meteoroid or comet, though no impact crater was ever found. Eyewitnesses reported seeing a bright flash of light and hearing a series of loud explosions, followed by a shockwave that knocked people off their feet hundreds of miles away. The force of the explosion was estimated to be equivalent to 10-15 megatons of TNT, making it the largest impact event in recorded history. Despite extensive research, the exact cause of the Tunguska event remains uncertain. Some scientists believe it was a meteoroid that exploded before reaching the ground, while others speculate about more exotic causes, such as antimatter or even extraterrestrial involvement. Number 29. The WOW signal. In 1977, a radio signal from deep space was detected by the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio. Known as the WOW signal, named after the WOW notation written by the astronomer who discovered it. The signal lasted for 72 seconds and appeared to come from the constellation Sagittarius. Its intensity and frequency led some to believe it might have been a message from an intelligent extraterrestrial source. Despite extensive follow-up attempts to locate the signal again, it was never repeated, adding to the mystery. Theories about its origin range from a communication signal sent by an alien civilization to a natural phenomenon like a passing comet or signal interference. The WOW signal remains one of the best candidates for extraterrestrial communication ever recorded, yet without more data, its true source remains unknown. For now, it stands as a tantalizing hint that we might not be alone in the universe, sparking curiosity and wonder about what else could be out there waiting to be discovered. Number 30. The Great Zimbabwe Ruins. The Great Zimbabwe Ruins, located in present-day Zimbabwe, are the remnants of an ancient city that once stood as the center of a powerful African kingdom. Built between the 11th and 15th centuries, this sprawling complex features impressive stone walls, some towering as high as 36 feet, and structures made without mortar, displaying remarkable craftsmanship. The city is believed to have been a hub of trade, connecting Africa with faraway places like China and the Middle East. What puzzles historians is how such an advanced civilization thrived in isolation from the well-known centers of the ancient world. While it is clear that the city was a center of wealth and power, the reasons for its eventual decline remain uncertain. Some theories point to environmental degradation, overpopulation, or shifts in trade routes. Despite its grandeur, the origins of Great Zimbabwe's builders are still debated. Was it a local African innovation, or did it receive outside influence from distant traders? The ruins leave us with more questions than answers, making the Great Zimbabwe Ruins one of Africa's greatest archaeological mysteries. Number 31. The London Hammer. The London Hammer, found in Texas in the 1930s, is a modern-looking tool encased in ancient rock, raising questions about its origin. The hammer was discovered by a couple hiking near London, Texas, and the rock surrounding it is estimated to be over 400 million years old. This discrepancy has led to heated debates among scientists, historians, and fringe theorists alike. Some argue that the hammer is proof of advanced ancient civilizations that existed long before recorded history, while others suggest it could be an artifact left behind by time travelers. However, most geologists believe that the rock around the hammer formed naturally through a process known as concretion, in which minerals accumulate around an object over time. Number 32. The Sumerian King List. The Sumerian King List is an ancient manuscript from Mesopotamia that records the reigns of Sumerian kings dating back thousands of years. What makes this list unusual is that it claims some kings ruled for incredibly long periods, some for tens of thousands of years. For example, it mentions one king, Alulim, who supposedly reigned for 28,800 years. Scholars believe the list blends historical fact with mythology, reflecting the Sumerians' desire to link their rulers to divine origins. The extraordinary reign lengths could symbolize the gods' influence over the earliest kings. While later entries in the list align more closely with known historical periods, the earlier rulers' fantastical reigns remain a mystery. The Sumerian King List offers a fascinating glimpse into how ancient civilizations viewed their past, mixing myth with reality. It also challenges modern historians to consider what elements of ancient records might be true and how much is lost to time. Number 33. The Belmez Faces. The Belmez Faces are one of the most famous paranormal mysteries in Spain. In 1971, strange faces began appearing on the floor of a house in the small town of Belmez. These faces seem to emerge from the concrete itself, and despite attempts to clean or remove them, they kept coming back. Over time, the faces changed and shifted, giving rise to local legends that the house was haunted. Skeptics suggest that the faces could be a hoax, possibly created by the homeowner using chemicals to cause the images to appear. However, despite numerous investigations and tests, no one has been able to definitively explain the phenomenon. Some believe the faces are connected to unmarked graves beneath the house, while others argue they could be a manifestation of paranormal energy. Number 34. The dog figurines. The dog figurines are strange humanoid statues created by Japan's Jomon culture dating back to as early as 14,000 BCE. These small clay figures often have exaggerated features such as large eyes, elongated limbs, and unusual otherworldly appearances, leading some to speculate that they represent extraterrestrial beings. Scholars, however, suggest that the dog figurines may have had religious or ceremonial significance, possibly related to fertility or healing rituals. The exact purpose of these figurines is still unclear, as they appear to have no known writing or contextual explanation left behind by the Jomon people. Number 35. The Wedge of Ayud. The Wedge of Ayud is a mysterious metal object found in Romania in 1974, buried alongside two ancient mastodon bones. What makes the object particularly puzzling is that it appears to be made of aluminum, a metal that wasn't widely produced until the 19th century, yet it was found in sediment believed to be thousands of years old. This discrepancy has led to wild speculation about the wedge's origin. Some suggest it could be part of an ancient alien spacecraft, while others propose that it might be evidence of an advanced lost civilization. However, skeptics argue that the wedge is likely a piece of modern machinery, such as part of a digging tool or airplane, that somehow became mixed with older geological layers. Number 36. The Codex Gigas, Devil's Bible. The Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, is a massive medieval manuscript that stands nearly 3 feet tall and weighs over 160 pounds. Created in the early 13th century, the book contains the Bible, medical texts, and even an entire page dedicated to a chilling image of the devil, which has fueled its sinister reputation. Legend has it that the Codex was written by a monk who made a pact with the devil to complete the book in a single night. While this tale is likely just a myth, the Codex Gigas's sheer size and detailed craftsmanship have left scholars wondering how it was completed and why it contains such a prominent image of the devil. Despite its ominous nickname, the Codex Gigas is a remarkable example of medieval bookmaking, with its contents offering a window into the knowledge and beliefs of the time. However, the origins of the manuscript and the story behind its creation remain shrouded in mystery. Number 37. The Baghdad Helmet. The Baghdad helmet is a bronze helmet found in Iraq, believed to date back to around 900 BCE. What makes this artifact particularly interesting is the advanced level of craftsmanship displayed in its construction. The helmet's intricate design, including the fine detailing and sturdy build, suggests that the people who made it had access to sophisticated metalworking techniques. This level of expertise in bronze working challenges the timeline of technological development in the region. Some historians argue that this helmet is evidence that ancient civilizations were far more advanced than we previously thought, while others believe it could be an outlier, a product of skilled artisans in a specialized trade. Although not as well known as some other ancient finds, the Baghdad helmet serves as a reminder that there is still much we don't know about the technological capabilities of early civilizations. Number 38. The Mojave Desert Glass. The Mojave Desert Glass is a mysterious green glass found scattered across the desert, with some pieces measuring several feet in diameter. Theories about its formation vary, but many believe it could have been created by ancient meteor impacts or volcanic activity, both of which can produce the intense heat needed to melt sand into glass. What makes the Mojave Desert Glass particularly intriguing is the possibility that it was formed by an ancient nuclear-like explosion. This theory stems from the fact that similar glass deposits have been found in other parts of the world, such as the Libyan desert, where meteor strikes are known to have occurred. Although the exact cause of the Mojave Desert glass remains unknown, it stands as a fascinating natural phenomenon that continues to inspire both scientific research and speculative theories. Number 39. The Mount Owen Moa Claw. In 1986, researchers exploring a cave system in New Zealand made a startling discovery: the perfectly preserved claw of an extinct moa bird. The moa, a giant flightless bird that stood up to 12 feet tall, had been extinct for hundreds of years, yet the claw found in Mount Owen Cave appeared as though it had only recently been shed, with intact skin and muscle tissue. The preservation of the claw is a mystery, as the moa had vanished from New Zealand long before European settlers arrived. The cold, dry conditions of the cave likely played a role in preventing the decay of the claw, offering a rare glimpse into a species that disappeared due to human activity and habitat destruction. The Mount Owen Moa claw serves as a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the impact humans can have on the environment. It also fuels hope that more well-preserved remnants of extinct species might still be hidden, waiting to be discovered. Number 40. The Star Child Skull. The Star Child skull, discovered in Mexico in the 1930s, is a deformed human-like skull that has sparked numerous theories about its origin. The skull's odd shape, with a large cranium and shallow eye sockets, led some to believe it could be evidence of extraterrestrial life. UFO enthusiasts have long claimed that the skull is a hybrid between human and alien beings, citing its unusual features as proof. However, scientists have provided more grounded explanations for the skull's peculiar shape. Genetic testing revealed that it is human, and experts believe the deformities were likely caused by congenital disorders such as hydrocephalus, a condition that causes an abnormal accumulation of fluid in the brain. Despite these findings, the skull continues to fuel speculation among those who believe in alien contact. While the Starchild skull may not be extraterrestrial in origin, it remains an intriguing artifact that captures the imagination, reminding us of how little we sometimes know about ancient human conditions and their potential misinterpretation in modern times. Number 41. The Quimbaya Artifacts. The Quimbaya Artifacts, a collection of gold figurines discovered in Colombia and dating back to around 1000 CE, have baffled archaeologists due to their striking resemblance to modern airplanes. These small, intricately designed figurines, known as Quimbaya flyers, feature aerodynamic shapes, vertical stabilizers, and wings, leading some to speculate that they are evidence of ancient knowledge of aviation technology. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory believe that the Quimbaya people may have been influenced by extraterrestrials who either shared advanced technology with them or inspired these designs. Others suggest that the figurines could be representations of flying creatures or purely symbolic designs with no connection to actual flight. Despite the wild theories, mainstream archaeologists generally believe the Quimbaya flyers represent stylized animals, possibly birds or insects, rather than ancient flying machines. Regardless of their true meaning, the Quimbaya artifacts continue to fascinate researchers and enthusiasts alike, offering a glimpse into the creativity and craftsmanship of this ancient civilization. Number 42. The Lady of Elche. The Lady of Elche is a mysterious bust discovered in Spain in 1897, believed to date back to the 4th century BCE. The intricately carved limestone sculpture depicts a woman with elaborate headgear and a calm, serene expression. Her identity and the purpose of the bust remain unknown, but she is often associated with the ancient Iberian culture. Theories about the Lady of Elche's origin range from her being a funerary statue to a depiction of a goddess or high-ranking priestess. Some researchers speculate that the bust may have had a sacred function, as traces of paint on the sculpture suggest it was once brightly colored and possibly adorned with jewelry. Others have drawn connections between the Lady of Elche and the Phoenicians or even the Greeks, suggesting the possibility of cultural influence or trade. The Lady of Elche remains an enigmatic artifact, its origins and significance still debated by scholars. It stands as a symbol of Spain's ancient past and continues to inspire curiosity about the civilization that created it. Number 43. The Giant of Kandahar. The Giant of Kandahar is an alleged discovery made by US soldiers in Afghanistan during the early 2000s. According to the story, the soldiers encountered a red-haired human-like giant standing over 12 feet tall in a remote cave. The creature reportedly attacked the soldiers, and after a fierce battle, they killed it. The giant's body was then allegedly flown to a military base for further examination, but no official records of the event have surfaced. This story has captured the imagination of conspiracy theorists who claim that it is evidence of the Nephilim, a race of giants mentioned in the Bible. Skeptics, however, argue that the tale is nothing more than a fabricated legend, possibly inspired by local folklore or exaggerated combat stories. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the giant of Kandahar remains a popular topic in fringe circles. Whether it's a true account or a modern myth, the story continues to stir debates about ancient giants and the mysteries that may still lie hidden in remote parts of the world. Number 44, the Roman dodecahedrons. The Roman dodecahedrons are small, hollow, 12-sided objects made of bronze or stone found across Europe, dating from the 2nd to 3rd centuries CE. These objects, which range in size from a few centimeters to around 10 centimeters, have perplexed historians for centuries. No written records explain their purpose, and their use remains unknown. Theories about the dodecahedron's function vary widely. Some believe they were used as tools, perhaps for measuring or for gauging distances. Others suggest they may have had a decorative or ceremonial purpose, possibly as candle holders or religious artifacts. Some even speculate that they were used as gaming pieces or children's toys. Despite many attempts to explain their existence, the Roman dodecahedrons remain a mystery. Their distribution across a wide geographical area and their uniform design suggest they held some importance in Roman society, but their true purpose continues to elude researchers. Number 45. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea Anomaly is a mysterious object found on the floor of the Baltic Sea by a Swedish treasure hunting team in 2011. The object, which is about 200 feet wide and resembles a circular structure, has been the subject of much speculation since its discovery. Its strange shape and appearance led some to theorize that it could be an ancient structure, a shipwreck, or even a crashed UFO. Further investigations revealed that the object might be a natural formation, possibly the result of glacial activity during the Ice Age. However, its unique shape and composition continue to raise questions, and some researchers believe it could be an artificial structure submerged for thousands of years. While no definitive answers have emerged, the Baltic Sea Anomaly has fueled the imagination of UFO enthusiasts and marine archaeologists alike. Whether it's a natural phenomenon or something more, the anomaly remains one of the sea's most intriguing mysteries. Number 46. The Nazca Mummies. The Nazca mummies discovered in Peru are a series of mummified bodies that have sparked controversy and debate. What makes these mummies particularly strange is that some of them appear to have elongated skulls and unusually long limbs, features that have led some to claim they are evidence of extraterrestrial beings. However, most experts believe these are simply human remains, likely deformed due to cultural practices such as cranial elongation, which was common among certain ancient South American cultures. The elongated skulls may have been created through binding techniques used on infants to alter the shape of the skull as they grew. Despite the scientific explanations, the Nazca mummies continue to attract attention from UFO enthusiasts and fringe theorists who argue that the unusual features point to something beyond the human realm. The mummies remain a focal point for those intrigued by the possibility of ancient extraterrestrial contact, while scientists continue to study them for insights into the burial practices of the Nazca culture. Number 47. The Klerksdorp Spheres. The Klerksdorp spheres are small metallic spheres found in South Africa, embedded in rocks that are estimated to be up to 3 billion years old. These perfectly round objects, some of which have strange grooves running around their circumference, have sparked debates about their origin and purpose. Some believe the spheres are evidence of advanced technology from an ancient civilization or even extraterrestrial visitors. However, most geologists argue that the spheres are natural formations, possibly the result of concretion, a process in which minerals build up around a nucleus over millions of years. Despite the scientific explanations, the Klerksdorp spheres remain a popular topic among those who speculate about lost civilizations or alien artifacts. Their ancient age and mysterious appearance continue to fascinate people, adding to the allure of the unexplained in Earth's deep past. Number 48. The ancient Egyptian light bulb. The ancient Egyptian light bulb refers to carvings found in the Dendera temple complex in Egypt that some believe depict early forms of electric light. The carvings show what appears to be a large bulb-like object held by figures with a snake-like filament inside, leading some to suggest it resembles a modern light bulb. Supporters of this theory argue that the Egyptians may have had knowledge of electricity and advanced technology, pointing to other artifacts like the Baghdad battery as possible evidence. However, mainstream archaeologists dismiss this idea, interpreting the carvings as representations of religious or mythological symbols, possibly depicting the Egyptian god Harsomtus emerging from a lotus flower. While the idea of ancient Egyptians harnessing electricity is a captivating notion, there is no concrete evidence to support the light bulb theory. The carvings remain a subject of debate, with the mystery adding to the fascination surrounding ancient Egyptian knowledge and technology. Number 49. The Costa Rican jade masks. The Costa Rican jade masks are intricate, ancient artifacts made from jade, a material highly valued by Mesoamerican cultures. These masks, which date back to around 500 to 800 CE, are notable for their detailed craftsmanship and the mystery surrounding their purpose. Some masks are thought to represent deities or ancestors, possibly used in rituals or funerary practices. Despite their beauty and cultural significance, little is known about the exact role these masks played in Costa Rican society. Some researchers suggest that the masks were worn by high-ranking individuals during ceremonies, while others believe they may have been placed in tombs to honor the dead. The jade masks offer a glimpse into the artistic and spiritual life of ancient Costa Rican civilizations, yet their precise symbolism remains unclear. They continue to intrigue archaeologists and historians, representing one of the many enigmatic aspects of pre-Columbian culture. Number 50. The Tizil Princess. The Tizil Princess is an enigmatic figure linked to a controversial discovery reportedly made in 1969 in a coal mine in the village of Zhavchik, Tisulski, Siberia. According to the story, miners unearthed a stone sarcophagus containing a perfectly preserved female corpse submerged in a clear liquid. The woman, referred to as the Tizil Princess, was said to have features resembling those of a modern human, despite the fact that the sarcophagus was found in a coal seam estimated to be 800 million years old. The woman was described as having long, light hair and wearing fine clothing made of an unknown material. The preservation of the body and its surroundings seemed almost impossible, and the details of the find quickly stirred rumors. Some speculated that the Tizil Princess was an extraterrestrial being, while others suggested she could be evidence of an ancient, advanced civilization lost to history.